Hiring officers in elected positions only happens during the recall election. The recall election simplified government by design. This page changed with the May 2025 edit. Old dictionary time. Definition images from the older dictionaries may be viewed at Glossary of Old Words. Recall, revocation, act or power of calling back. To recall, to call back, to call again, to revoke, to repeal, reverse, to check, to repress, to draw back. Firing and recall elections. The founding generation used the recall process as seen in the Articles of Confederation, Article 5, Clause 1. It states, for the more convenient management of the general interests of the United States, delegates shall be annually appointed in such manner as the legislature of each state shall direct, to meet in Congress on the first Monday in November in every year, with a power reserved to each state to recall its delegates or any of them at any time within the year, and to send others in their stead for the remainder of the year. The concept of recalls appears also in the Unanimous Declaration of 1776, when it uses these words, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to effect their safety and happiness. Then it continues later with, but when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to institute new government for their future security. The founding generation knew the importance of being able to revoke powers from government, but also to remove those officers early for violating the Constitution. Recall elections were established in order to remove government officers from their post before the next general election, as well as to revoke abused and stolen powers. Why would anyone of sound mind leave a 3-year contracted employee in a bank, especially when they have evidence the employee unjustly takes money? Why leave an elected government employee in office with evidence that they violated their contract, the Constitution of the United States of America? Recall elections are just as valid against presidents and Supreme Court judges as they are against members of Congress and your local dog catcher. The people may and should revoke any government contract that unjustly violates the Constitution or the rights of any individual. Recall elections are counted exactly the same way as the general elections are supposed to be counted. Back to count methods, who owns government, and how are they supposed to control it? The difference with recall elections is that recall elections are supposed to happen as soon as the people recognize any government act or officer is violating the Constitution of the United States of America. Yes, the citizens are full co-owners of the corporation called government. As with other types of corporation, the majority of the total body of registered voters possesses the just power to control the government by undoing any of the injustices by government officers regardless of level or branch. The same recall not only removes an officer, but replaces them with one who is better trusted by enough registered voters to get the majority of them to consent. With a total recall election, the citizens can and should rewrite their nation's constitution to undo the many unjust actions by their government officers and to redirect the path of government, thus uprighting themselves. As a society, they should be well informed enough to have learned from their own history to be able to produce a far better Constitution. The 2020 Founding Charter and Constitution is simply a proposed new Constitution that addresses most of the present political ills. It takes the best from the Declaration, the Articles of Confederation, and the Constitution of the United States of America, combining old technology with modern times to eliminate the most questionable election activity. With the 2020 Founding Charter and Constitution, it includes proposed amendments. Combine that with some constitutional executive orders as well as several projects and programs. Then we have a government and a society that works together for the common objective as designed from 1776, the equal security of the people's rights. It is not the government's job to make certain that everyone has equal housing, equal medical, equal food, equal whatever. Though every person possesses the right to the best housing, the best medical, the best food, the best whatever they can personally afford, the people do not have the right to hire government to take from others so that they can have it better than what they were able to provide for themselves. With the government established to help secure the people's rights collectively, the government is only there to stop unjust activity from others who are infringing upon another person or unjustly stopping them from attaining the best that they can personally afford. With the above recall tools, then, knowing what it is to be a United States American and living it, the citizens are ready to properly control their government. Up next, Constitutional Convention. Governments derive their just power from the consent of the governed. 1776. The governed by design are intended to work together as a unified body, controlling the government's powers, equally protecting each other's rights. Share to help get and keep clean, honest government. End page content.